Is this project considered an album, mixtape, or EP?
More of a mixtape.
And why'd you go that route?
Just to build the buzz up some more.
Was there a DJ used or no?
Nah, no DJ.
Why not? Some people will use a DJ for a mixtape.
Yeah, I've seen that before, but with this one, we just wanted to keep it simple. I grew up on mixtape with DJs, like all the DJ drummers and shit like that. But I'm gonna try to go with a DJ on the next one.
And why?
I see it helped the project more with the DJ. Like it give it that extra energy, and on top of that, you get more reach with the DJ, because I mean, obviously it's a DJ.
Now, when it comes to the title of the project, you came up with this, or somebody coined this project for you?
I mean, it kind of was a collective of me and Peetey.
Yeah, represent our city for real.
What does that mean?
We from the north side of Tuscaloosa. It's Northport, Alabama. So everybody call it the north side, Polk City, just different north. So we just taking north side and running with it.
Now, since it is both of you that are part of this project, how did you guys connect? How did you guys meet? How did you guys link?
I've been knowing Peetey since, I mean, we grew up together, so
yeah,
it's all organic. It really went hard to do, because everything really, he know everything.
Yeah, we grew up together. Like, I played sports. I played basketball. His sister was a year under me, so I always knew her, and he always made music before then, so I always listened to his music anyway, so even before I was into music, I already knew who he was.
Yeah, so it was just organic, just came together naturally.
Do you remember how you guys actually first met? Your initial meeting of each other?
Just seeing each other in the neighborhood.
Yeah, I was gonna say probably just in the neighborhood, bumping around.
I know for me, I used to be a part of this little group called Cut the Check. Shout out to my brothers. We used to throw parties, and every party that we had, we always get him to perform or whatever. So I know that's when I started the musical part of our situation that we got going on. Before I even made beats, we used to throw the party, so yeah.
Cool.
Now you guys are not biologically related.
Oh,
nah,
no.
Blood can make us closer though.
Do people ever think you guys are?
I mean, probably so, because they see us together all the time.
Yeah, you're probably, if you from where we from, our side of town, everybody gonna say they're my cousins anyway, so they just how it is.
Yeah.
And when you say you grew up together or with each other, not the same household, not under the same roof.
Just same neighborhood,
same neighborhood.
Same friends, same enemies, same all of that type of stuff. So.
Yeah.
And if somebody's not familiar with Tuscaloosa, Alabama, what's the closest major city one would be?
Birmingham.
Yeah, I say Birmingham.
And how far is that?
45 minutes.
Yeah, a good 45 minutes.
Yeah. But they know Tuscaloosa if they know Roll Tide, Alabama football. So we trying to put it on the map for music, but they already know what Tuscaloosa is if you know what Alabama football is. Any kind of college sport, for real.
Fact.
What about Mobile, Alabama? How far is that?
Mobile probably about 4.5 hours from where we at.
Yeah.
And what about Atlanta? How far is Atlanta from Tuscaloosa?
Like 3 hours?
Yeah, about 3 hours, good 3 hours. 2.5 if you know what you're doing.
Now, when it comes to the artwork, can you explain the concept of the artwork for this project? Can you give me the story behind that?
The artwork, it really just, how I want to say
Well, Bobby made it, didn't it?
Yeah, Bobby did.
Shout
it's really,
out,
shout out to Bobby. It's really just, I don't know, he just put his own touch on how he felt to sum up the Nawfside.
So was it something he comes up with?
Yeah,
something you come up with?
I just told him what we wanted, and he came up with the concept.
Oh yeah, he make all our artwork for all the songs, all the singles we just dropped anyway. So we just trust him to do what he want to do with it.
Yeah, shout out Bobby, man.
Yeah.
The release date, Was there any significance behind the release date for this project?
I wouldn't say it was really significant. It just was timing with us.
Yeah.
Wasn't really no significance like something we could attach to that date. Like,
Just we were ready to show what we got. You know what I'm saying? Show that we got a sound that we trying to put out for our part of Alabama, Tuscaloosa.
Were you happy with the date that was chosen, looking back?
yep, I think it was perfect time.
And why you say that?
Cause they was, I said I know they was, it was just like, wasn't too much going on, and they needed a new wave, a new fresh sound.
Speaking of sound, for somebody watching this interview that's hearing about this project for the first time, or maybe somebody has heard of the project, seen the artwork, but hasn't pressed play yet, can you describe the sound, overall speaking, they would hear once they do press play?
I call my sound Trap&B. That's what I describe Trap&B.
Explain.
It's like I take the streets and put melody to it. So I call it Trap&B, like R&B, but Trap&B.
Trap&B. And me, my grandma raised me, so I already grew up on older music. So all of the music that I make, the beats that I make for him are piano riffs, guitar riffs, and I put my beat on it so he can go crazy on it. So it's R&B with more of a trap, bass, snare, hi-hat, all of that type going on.
Yeah, we got bars too though.
Oh yeah.
Now, is that a sound KD was looking for that you make? Was that a sound, Petey, that you come up with and you introduce it to him and he kind of just gets onto it?
It was, I just made my beats, gave it to him. He did his thing on a couple of beats, and like the next batch, we'll be like, oh, this is it. I'm gonna make my beats geared towards this type of sound right here and see what you're gonna do. Now we got multiple songs that sound just like we want them to sound. Yeah, basically like that, yeah.
Now, for somebody watching this that may want to know, when it comes to the lyrics, were these lyrics written or were they freestyled and punched in?
I do punch in. I wouldn't call it just a freestyle because I don't go up there and just want to take the whole track, but I do punch in. I don't write though.
Yeah, I be in the studio most of the time, every time he drop one, so I can, he punch in. If he gets stuck, I give him another word, give him another situation that I know he done been through, and then he just keep going with it. So that just make it even more smoother with our situation.
That comes into my next question. Did you have any help, KD, with the lyrics on this project?
Yeah, like he said, if I come to a stopping point, he might be like,
it ain't really lyrics, it's just keep him going.
Situation,
like he might stop on A, go on to B, come on with it. Yeah, so it's just
he might say, you need to keep that bar right there and like come back with another one.
When it comes to your lyrics, KD, for this project, how honest are they?
I say 100%. I put my real life into the music.
Yeah, I'm gonna bag them up with that.
Yeah, I try not to fabricate because, I mean, you got an audience, so you don't want to lie to people who listening to you and just steer them in the wrong way. You got to tell them the truth.
You said try not to, so sometimes a fabrication slips?
Nah. I was just speaking like I just don't, I'm going to not say I try not to, I'm going to say I don't lie in my music. But I'm making my business not to lie. I came up on G's and them music, and they was real big on not putting out fabricated music.
There are 4 songs on this project. Why that amount for this one?
It was just something we put together and put out real quick.
Yeah, just like we say, like we got multiple songs made already, but these songs are the ones or the sounds that we, you know what I'm saying, had that sound similar together, so that's why we put them together.
How many songs did you have to choose from originally before you get down to this final 4?
I don't know. We just
we make so much. We don't stop
we just
recording.
make music, so
we just go.
We just put them out. Them was just like at that time, moment in time. we felt like them was the best folk we had. So we
I
just
actually be to the point where I be playing him beats and I be like, have you heard this one before? He like, bro, I already got a song to that. So I be like, shit, okay. So it be him up to make the choices. I just make the beats. We just go over it together, it's like that. So
Who put this track list together, this track list order, and what was the process behind that?
I mean, I probably kind of put it together, but it's a whole collective of us when we sit down and making decisions like, okay, this the sound. Like, we're gonna let somebody hear it and say yay or nay. But the process of it was just like, the way it sound good, you know what I'm saying? When you put it in, you want it to flow a certain way. You don't want it to be all over the place. You want your listener to be able to listen from the first track to the last one without having to skip.
Is there a strategy with that?
For me, it's just sounds and vibes. Like the vibes and the energy of the song. Like if it's up tempo, you want to keep it like up tempo with the next one and then kind of try to ease into something different.
yeah.
But when you first, like your first song should be like your hardest song so you can catch them right out the gate. Cause you don't want nobody to put your CD or that CD no more. You don't want nobody to listen to your music. And the first song they hear, it don't really catch them and they don't give you a chance on the second one. So that's how I look at it. And then the attention span is so short, so you gotta grab people right out the door.
And when you say hardest song, can it be a hard song that's up-tempo or not as up-tempo, it's just their hardest song no matter what?
I say more the way around this song that you think everybody can listen to, so they just can't say, oh, this is that type of rapper or this type of rapper. It's just a good song. So the next song, oh, this is this type of rapper, so I like this, or I don't like,
Yeah, and
just give them a good song.
I say this too, it depends on what the title of your project is and the concept of it too, because you want it all to make sense.
Yeah.
Like a story?
Yeah, you want it to be like a story. I know that's how I make my music. I want it to all come together and be a whole solid project that you can hear something I said in the first song and still understand what's going on in like another song on down the line. Like, okay, I see what he was talking about.
But what happens if your hardest song maybe is in the middle of a story or doesn't even fit a story? Then what?
Yeah,
That's just the
that's a
problem
good
that
question.
you got to deal with now.
I mean, but
Do you go with the story or do you go with the hardest song as the first song in that case?
I say still put the hardest song first, because you want to grab them.
And I had a brain freeze for a second. What's the opposite of up-tempo?
What's the opposite of up-tempo?
Yeah, Petey, I don't know if you know the phrase or if there is
What's
a
the
phrase.
downbeat? Is it the downbeat?
Just a slower tempo. I ain't gonna say a down
Like
tempo, just a tempo like.
I think it's called downbeat or something like that.
I don't know. Just to me, up tempo is the feeling. Make you want to dance. Don't make you want to just sit there and listen to more of the lyrics. It's a up tempo beat. The person gonna rap more. It's gonna be more of a club banger, more of a song that get you up off your feet. It ain't gonna be no sit down song. That's what I think of. It's more up tempo. I don't know the actual what you can put on a BPM or anything
well,
like
no,
that.
I meant, is there a
up-tempo.
phrase that's the opposite word of up-tempo? Like if we're talking about a slow song, is there a phrase for that? Is there, like, is it an antonym of the phrase
I get
up-tempo?
you now.
We just call them
Slow
vibe
beat.
song.
Yeah, I'll just say you want a
A
slow
vibe
beat or you
song.
want something. Well, I get what you're saying. Now, I asked him, do you want a slow beat or up tempo? So to me, the opposite is just a slow beat. Do you want some not many hi-hats and not snare nothing like that? Do you just want a regular beat, or do you want some with a lot of stuff going on with it so it can be more up tempo? That's what I put, more going on, I guess.
When it comes to the track list order, how long did that process take?
It wasn't long at all. A few minutes, we sit there and flip through songs.
Did you premiere this project through a specific platform or did you release it on all streaming platforms at the same time?
It's on all streaming platforms.
What was that feeling like after releasing this project publicly?
I mean, it felt good, but then I was still waiting on, you know.
That first minute it's released.
Yeah, that first minute.
What was that feeling like?
It's a feeling of relief because you finally got it out, but then right after that, you like, I hope they vibe to this shit. Like,
See, for me, it was this the first project I ever dropped. I didn't did, like I said, I've been doing a lot of different things. I've been making music myself before and stuff like that, but as far as a real project, this is the first one I ever dropped, so it was surreal to me, like I done finally did it. Now I know the feeling, so now it's time for me to go crazy with it. So that's what I'm feeling like now. I done got over the first hill, now it's time to go.
KD, was this your first, excuse my memory, was this your first project you released ever?
No, it ain't the first project I released ever. I had released some stuff on YouTube.
You released a project on YouTube?
Yeah, I had released some singles, shit like that.
Well, I meant like a body of work. Was this your first
Oh yeah,
project
this
that's
the
a body
first
of work?
body of work, yeah.
So this was your debut.
Yeah.
And after that first minute goes by, the project is live, right? It's on all streaming platforms. What'd you end up doing after that first minute, if you can remember? What happens?
I rolled some backwood. Honest.
Me, I was just sharing it on Facebook and Instagram saying we done dropped my first project. Go listen to it right now.
Yeah, I rolled some backwood.
And that's what I was wondering. Are you promoting? Are you marketing the project? Are you taking phone calls? Are people calling you? Just what's going on that first, maybe 30 minutes, first hour, first couple hours?
Like, you know, we do the promotion, but
sometimes people are partying, celebrating.
Yeah, we're trying to get more into the marketing now, do some more marketing and all that.
And then, like, for me, it wasn't no first 30 minutes people was calling and all that, but I done got phone calls already from a label before. I don't know what he was talking about. I don't know if he was a scam or what, but he was talking about, did I want to get signed and stuff like that? I don't know, because he wasn't talking like I wanted to talk, but because I like doing this music, but it ain't just something that I just throw my life away for because somebody think they want to sign me because they think they know what they got, because I'm way more valuable just in making beats. That's just how I feel, but it wasn't no, as soon as we dropped, people was calling and stuff like that. We didn't already drop videos and stuff like that, so people always knew we was coming, so that's just how I feel.
Yeah, that just was like the first.
Because this was your first project ever, were you nervous?
Shit, I was, yeah.
I don't really get nervous, you know, like when it comes to music. But it's just something I like to do.
I be nervous because when I take him the batch of beats that I made, I be hoping he like one of them good enough for him to go crazy on for us to make another hit. So that's what I be nervous about.
After the project was released, was there any remorse in the songs chosen or the order of the track list?
Nah, I felt comfortable with it. I had no remorse in that.
From start to finish, how much time did this project take to put together? From recording to releasing it, rough estimate.
I say probably 2 months.
Yeah, some months.
Financially, how much does a project like this cost to create?
Shit.
You gonna have to spend some few racks.
I'm about to say, it's just what you want to spend.
Yeah.
We done did videos. We done did a video with Chuck. Shout out Chuck.
Yeah,
we
shout
did
out Chuck, Dash.
Dash. We did one with Dash.
It's all on what you spend.
We done shot our own videos before. I do videography, photography, so we shot our own videos.
Yeah, it's all on what you want to put into your project.
Buy our own clothes. We don't got nothing. So what you want to do with it, just how big you want to go with it.
You want to put a figure on it?
I say we done spent what?
I don't know, that shit probably about 4 or 5 racks and all.
2
With the
videos, clothes, studio time, Well, I make my own beats, so ain't no charge in that. Yeah,
Like
4-5 bands just for that.
Before you even end up spending 4 or 5 bands, did you have a budget in mind for this project?
Honestly, no, we ain't had no budget.
No, because just like we say, we just make music,
And go
make
with that
songs, make videos, and go with it like that.
Spending 4,000 or 5,000 on this project, looking back, was it worth it?
Hell yeah.
Yeah, it was worth it.
Why?
I mean, because it's a learning experience with everything you do. Never look at, I ain't gonna say it's a loss, it's a lesson.
For me, just even if the dude that called me was real or he was fake, just for me getting that phone call, and I don't do this as a 9 to 5. I make beats more as on the side. I'm just now taking it more serious, but me just doing it on the side and me getting a phone call like that, I know I'm on the right path. That's why it's worth it to me. That's why I'm gonna go crazy with it, like I said.
KD,
Yeah.
is this your best work so far musically?
Nah. I just did something the other day I think might be better than I try to get better every song.
It's crazy. I say it ain't his better work because I ain't made my best beats to get to him for him to go crazy on. So I gotta get better so he can get better.
Okay, let's break down some of the songs. What's your favorite song on this project, your personal favorite?
Me, probably Princess and the Frog.
I like No Microphone.
Okay, each of you explain why those songs are your personal favorites.
I like Princess and the Frog just cause like the tempo and the concept of it. It just was different. And it's on, that song was on Breaking Bama too. With my mixtape Breaking Bama, shout out to them. It's on there too. And that helped with making it one of my favorites too, so.
Yeah, it went crazy too.
Petey, before you explain your favorite, how'd you get that song on that? It's a playlist, right?
Yeah.
How'd you
it was a mixtape on my mixtape.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Not a playlist.
Nah, it's a mixtape.
Okay. How did you get that song on that mixtape?
It originally, I met Cello through Brandon and DJ Tokars. Brandon that was over at my mixtapes and Cello. But I met him initially through DJ Tokars because he put one of my songs on his mixtapes. And then it led over into me, Brandon, and eventually Cello, who was over the Breaking Bama mixtape.
So is that like a paid situation, like you pay to get the song on that mixtape? Or was that just they liked that song that was presented to them or they heard and they wanted to showcase that on that mixtape?
I mean, it's different stroke for different folks. Some people could pay, had to pay, some people don't.
For you, what was it?
Some people had to pay, some people don't.
And that song, The Princess and the Frog,
Yeah.
what was that song about?
It's like a vibe song, just shit we going on in the streets. Party song at the same time, just a feel good, like catchy, something catchy for the people.
Petey, your favorite song, explain why it's your favorite and actually explain what the song's about too.
It's on the microphone and it's one of my favorites because it's kind of a personal song that he made. Some of the stuff he said in the song, I took personal. Like he say, he did stuff for people that wouldn't do the same things for him. He went places for people that wouldn't go the same places for him. He done gave people money that wouldn't get the same amount of money to him. You know what I'm saying? I done had that same situation. So me making the beat, hearing him on the song, that's one of my favorites. Because of the situations, I done been in situations where I did more for people that they'll do for me, basically.
And just for clarity, Katie, this is not the first time you've ever been on a PeeteyOnDaBeat. PeeteyOnDaBeat.
PeeteyOnDaBeat.
Yes, sir.
Yeah.
PeeteyOnDaBeat sound.
Nah, this ain't the first time.
These 4 songs, they weren't your first time. You've been on his records before.
Yeah, we got plenty more too.
Okay, I want to ask you this. When it comes to this section of the interview, I call this the interesting facts section. Are there any interesting facts? We spoke about a plethora of subjects in regards to this project. Are there any interesting facts we didn't talk about that you want to mention in regards to this project anything that somebody would find interesting in regards to this project, other than what we've already talked about? Maybe I didn't ask a question that you want to hone in on in regards to this project.
I got one. For me is I was part of every situation in one of the process of the songs. I was in the song, one of the songs that we done made before. I done made the beat. I was in there when he recorded. I done helped engineer the song. I was there when it got mixed, and I shot the video for it. So I felt like that was something big for me. I was there from every step, from beginning of the song to the end of the video being shot. I like that.
Any other interesting facts?
I
If
think
not,
we
that's
did
okay.
like 3 of the songs the same day.
And I have a question. You mentioned when we were describing, I guess, the sound or the overall sound of this project, you mentioned the phrase Trap&B.
Yeah.
That phrase trap, when it comes to street activity, is that something you were once in?
Yeah, in the past life.
Not in it anymore.
Nah.
Coming from, just about coming from any situation where you got property, you gonna do something that you ain't got no business doing. That's everybody. It's just if you good enough to do it, smart enough to do it, to where you don't get, in any trouble, or smart enough to get up out of that situation once you done what you done did,
And you mentioned a few, I think you mentioned some names in this interview. Anybody you want to shout out that you did not mention yet in this interview in regards to this project?
Shout out AJ.
Yeah, shout out AJ.
He recorded most of our music.
Yep. I think who else?
Shout out my little cousin G.
Yeah.
He was on one of the songs. Shout out my cousin Wiz. He was on another song. Dino, he was on one of the other songs.
Yeah.
He's on rest on.
Shout out Twin, them two, they came through for the video.
Oh yeah, they came through for the video shoot.
The whole Nawfside.
Yeah. Yeah, everybody show us love, we come through, so that's just how it is anyway. So shout out the whole city.